The Adams County Emergency Management Agency is looking into why 3 tornado sirens in Quincy malfunctioned during this month's test of the system. 46th and Broadway, 33rd and Harrison, and 8th and Adams are the locations of the sirens that didn't sound. The city of Quincy owns and maintains the sirens, and Supreme Electric in Quincy is the vendor in charge of maintenance. There are 8 sirens in Quincy, and Simon says they were all purchased in the late 90s, and they do occasionally need repairs.
We've had this occur from at different times where, a siren will, not sound, and it, needs to have some periodic maintenance done to it. So it's not out of the ordinary for that to happen. We're just on a unique cycle where we have 3 different locations that aren't working at the same time, and so trying to diagnose what that problem is.
Adams County Emergency Management tests the sirens on the first Tuesday of every month.